Let's have a look at this win in the Theo Marks. It really was one of her very best. Joanne, the horse in question.
To the 900 mark with me and Jackson River are the 2 leaders. A length away, Joanne in the box seat, followed by Begone. Coming up the hill now, 700 out, and the 2 leaders are Scorching Grass with me and Jackson River. They're going together. In 3rd place, Begone on the outside of Joanne, and 2 lengths away, Final Card. That horse has travelled very kindly for Quinton today. Cavalier on the outside, a gap to Comrade, followed by Post Elect and Fort Isle as they near the turn. Into the straight with me, led over Jackson River. Begone 3 deep. Joanne behind those, being tracked up by Final Card as they turn the corner. With me, Pinch to Break straightening up, got a length on Joanne. Dittman's going after the leader now on the favourite Joanne. Joanne is coming it with me. They're clear of Jackson River. Final Card can't go on. 58.5 kilos, no trouble at all. And Joanne is storming away. Gee, she's a mare and a half. And Joanne scored easily, very close for second. Final Card or with me. And then Cavalier, Begone, Post Elect and Comrade. Jackson River weakened out of it.
Yeah, marvellous performance. The numbers 1, 8 and 4. New South Wales TAB dividends for Joanne, $1.60 and $1.20. Final.
Sydney Colt Terse had made improvement since his Caulfield win, but it was his first run down the straight.
They're racing. And Terse on the inside was one of the first to jump out with Law My Wandering Star coming onto the course proper now. Noble Lancer on the outside, Prince of Praise. Terse is over on the inside looking for a run deeper on the track. Canonise followed by Hula Grey, and further back Hula Warrior followed by Chief Headhunter, and back behind them over on the inside is Lady Purpose followed by Ready to Explode. Here's Terse getting a run on the inside coming to the 250. Noble Lancer's taken the lead. Terse is now under pressure. Noble Lancer is the leader. Terse is coming at it on the inside. Noble Lancer just in front. Terse almost level. Terse on the inside. Terse going home the better. Terse has just won it a great run. Terse has won by a head to Noble Lancer. 3 lengths.
Still, bookies took no gamble. They sent the chestnut out 7 to 4 on. Outside, a Noble Lancer in blinkers for the first time ran the race of his life and nearly scored the first big upset of the spring.
350 metres to go. Noble Lancer in front of Prince of Praise, and Terse is trying to squeeze up on a needle eye opening. Terse has given a slap of the whip to come out after Noble Lancer at the 200 metre mark. Noble Lancer about a half in front. Terse, Dyer's working overtime on him. Dyer's coming home on Terse now, but it's Noble Lancer by a head. Terse with courage pokes his head in front end. Terse has got up to win it from Noble Lancer. 4 lengths away third as Did He Do It.
Terse isn't yet handling the Melbourne way of going, yet he broke the Ascot Vale record.
He was going to the line 3/4 pace because I couldn't let him go because he was going to run straight out, so it was just an outstanding win.
The Bill Stud Stakes at Moonee Valley in a fortnight is next, and Dyer says if he wins that, he won't be beaten in the Cox Plate.
Next win, and then we'll talk more about this horse because he is one of the superstars of the sport, there's no question. He looked magnificent yesterday in the Hill Stakes.
As they come up the hill at the 600 mark, Stylish Century is just being worried by Stargazer on the outside, and Old Super is cruising along in 3rd place, 2 lengths behind them. A gap of 4 to Lee's Bid, and then Magnolia Hall and Just a Dancer as they near the turn. Stylish Century by nearly a length on Stargazer. Beedman's off now on Superimpose. He's pulled out 3 deep on the Big Chestnut as they turn for home, and he looks to have a lot of petrol in the tank. Superimpose, he's off now, and Superimpose exploded to the front at the 200 mark. He left them standing. Superimpose, he's race clear. Just a Dancer doing a big job, has run into 2nd place, but down to the line goes Superimpose, and he handled Canterbury beautifully. Won by 4 lengths to Just a Dancer. Stargaze, I think, 3rd in front of Magnolia Hall. Stylish Century gave up quickly.
Well, Max, remembering that one of his chief rivals, Shaftesbury Avenue, over the years is here in Melbourne and won't be running in the Epsom. The way he won yesterday, he could do the double-double.
Oh, he's a great racehorse. I think he could. Again, the weight aspect is the important factor. I'm tipping him to get about 61.5. And
number 1, Stylish Century, 12's out to 14. Planet Ruler's now into 6.5 to 1 or 13 to 2. 20 to 1 Stargazer. Royal Creation is 1. Even money now, Big Dreams will pay either $2 or $1.
And now they're starting to spread out as Stylish Century puts on the speed over the crossing at the 800 mark, and it's Stylish Century by about 3 to Stargazer, 2 to Big Dreams on the outside of Royal Creation, a bit more than 2 lengths away Bold Rancher, a Nectar Quick Score, 2.5 to Flying Luskin, followed by Dual Treasures, a long gap to Gads Hill and Kinjate, and then Mobile Peter and Planet Ruler as they come to the turn where Stylish Century is well clear, led by more than 2 lengths on Stargazer. Big Dreams 3rd, moving up, and then Royal Creation under pressure, followed by Quick Score, Bold Rancher and Flying Luskin at the head of the others, coming over the rise. His Big Dreams going up to them quickly, and Big Dreams with the pull in the weights hit the front on top of the rise over Stargazer, who's running a bit of a race. Quick Score further out with Flying Luskin, and here comes Planet Ruler down the outside. It's many one of 5 or 6 can win. Planet Ruler on the extreme outside, and Quick Score, they've come away. Planet Ruler going best. Kinjite late on the scene, but Planet Ruler wins the George Main from either Quick Score or Kinjite. Absolute last in the middle stages with a wet sail right down the middle of the track, and he's won narrowly. Planet Ruler, L. Dittman, pays $7.50 and $2.10. Close for the placings. Quick Score.
Keith, he's been a tremendous horse with these 2 Gadsden wins and must now be an Epsom chance.
Big field of 20, and there is the star of the show, Superimpose. You don't often hear a horse get a big ovation from the crowd before a race, but he got the warmest reception you could imagine as he led the field onto the track. Everybody would love to see him win, but everyone agrees he's got a mighty horse's job ahead of him with 61 kilos. Ken, is he mighty enough?
I don't know, John. It'll be great for racing if he wins. You just wouldn't dream he could do it. He just might. Right, here are the prices. Superimpose, of course, he's the punter's favourite. He mightn't be favoured in the betting ring, but he certainly is with the punters, and he's at 7-2, $4.60 on the tee. Deposition C Carmody is at 10-1. Number 12, Majestic Boy at 20-1. Bold Rancher on the tote, number 13, fractionally under 8-1, will make it 7.5 to 1 or 15 to 2.
Followed by Royal Creation, and Superimpose, as he was last year, is Stone Motherless last around that first corner. A great charge for the further back, Steineck, Brunch Time, Bassie's Pride, Somalia's Rider trying to get him back on the track, and then Mobile Peter. Bold Rancher cluttered up on the fence from Royal Creation, Deposition, and Superimpose has about 2 behind him as they turn for home, and he's got nowhere to go coming over the rise. Planet Ruler joined on the inside by Liverstone Lane. Liverstone Lane takes the lead coming to the 200 mark. Quick Score into the clear, running on strongly. Twiglet down the outside, running a big race at big odds, and Bold Rancher's into the clear now. Liverstone Lane is the leader. Down the outside is Twiglet. Look at Superimpose. He's come through between horses. He's going to do it. It's history at Randwick. Superimpose has come from last, and he wins his 2nd Epsom. An amazing performance and a great ride by Beedman. Superimpose has beaten Liverstone Lane, Bold Rancher and Deposition, and Superimpose has about 2 behind him as they turn for home, and he's got nowhere to go coming over the rise. Planet Ruler joined on the inside by Liverstone Lane. Liverstone Lane takes the lead coming to the 200 mark. Quick Score into the clear, running on strongly. Twiglet down the outside, running a big race at big odds, and Bold Rancher's into the clear now. Liverstone Lane is the leader. Down the outside is Twiglet. Look at Superimpose. He's come through between horses. He's going to do it. It's history at Randwick. Superimpose has come from last, and he wins his 2nd Epsom. An amazing performance and a great ride by Beedman. Superimpose has beaten Liverstone Lane, Bold Rancher and Deposition in a photo for 3rd, and then Stylish Century. Listen to the crowd at Randwick.
Was sheer magic.
Quick Score, Every Possible Hope, followed by Steineck, and then Brunch Time, Twiglet right behind in the northwest.
Impose is back 4th last as they straighten up, and Liverstone Lane the leader. A half length clear on Planet Ruler. Quick Score into the open if he's good enough, and Twiglet from a long way back at the 200 metres. Liverstone Lane in front. Twiglet wide out, followed by Planet Ruler and Superimpose. Here he comes. Superimpose, this equine super horse, grabs the lead, and a history-making win to Superimpose from Bold Rancher. Photo 3rd, Royal Creation with Deposition.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed a history-making feat at Randwick Racecourse on Epsom Day 1991, and Superimpose has forged his entry into the record books and has achieved something that we will probably never see again on the Australian turf. 2 Doncasters and 2 Epsoms, the greatest mile horse on this course I think we've ever seen. Superimpose, we were all looking for him down the extreme outside of the track, but
But he had 61 kilos, the champ, and you can't do any better than that. You should hear the crowd in the background. It's absolutely deafening as they cheer the champion. Lee Friedman's almost speechless. He's cheering his head off.
I'm absolutely speechless, Ken, and moved beyond words. As a horse lover, as I am, a profound horse lover, I can't tell you how I'm feeling inside right at the moment, and I feel so proud and so privileged.
Yes, a rare moment in racing history as Superimpose collected the double-double And Darren Beedman certainly weaving some special magic to get a passage through along the inside. And Dance Floor Doll. So to the Turnbull.
How far she go is anyone's guess. You can only not put them in and try them. And as I said, the conditions given on that spring were dry and it suited her very well.
It was only going to take one more run before racegoers around the country would notice the Kiwi mare with the funny name. And what a run it was. She went into the Turnbull Stakes a place chance by virtue of the fact that Bart Cummings trained her. She emerged a different proposition.
He's kicked away Durbridge, he led by more than 2 lengths. Ivory Way has gone. Let's Elope's running on the outside very powerfully. 200 metres left to go. Durbridge in front with Let's Elope challenging strongly. Let's Elope bolted to the lead now from Durbridge and then Prince Salieri and Rentino. But Let's Elope's racing away from them. Prince Salieri runs to second, but Let's Elope has scored by over 2 lengths.
Suddenly, people...
Let's Elope is now fully qualified and assured of a Caulfield Cup start with only 48.5 kilos. Cup's Ivory Way jarred up today, but he will continue into the Caulfield Cup if he can gain a start.
Richfield Lady winning the 1,000 guineas. I'm not going to be mandraking to say that she's now favourite for the Oaks. Let's have a look at this on Wednesday. She gets through in the centre to win.
On the turn in the Guineas, 450 metres to go. Tyrannic joined and headed by Royal Accord and Ride the Rapids, and now Bold Promise is off round the outside to tackle the leaders. Rook Winners just behind them, and then Angel's Wings. Electric next near the inside there, homeward bound. And Tyrannic again fought back to be the leader from Rook Win, and Bold Promise balanced up is coming on strongly again. And High Precious coming with a belated run. Bold Promise and Rook Win in front of Electric and High Precious. It's Rook Win in front. Richfield Lady diving up on the inside. Rook Win, Richfield Lady, here's the post. Very close this. Rook Quinn and Richfield Lady, who took a big dive at it right on the post. In third placing, Electric.
Followed by Rook Quinn getting out from Bold Promise down the outside, and Electric is getting up on the fence. Lovey was knocked down. Bold Promise and Rook Quinn swept to the front from last as High Precious and Electric on the rail. It's Rook Quinn in front. Richfield Lady getting a late run. Rook Quinn in front of Richfield Lady, who's flying. Rook Quinn, Richfield Lady. Richfield Lady's got up to win.
Yes. So a third victory in the race for Bart Cummings.
Bigger circuit, she would be, have a great chance.
Long list of victories. Richfield Lady winning by a list of victories. Richfield Lady...
On outside barriers in the Caulfield Cup, throwing the race wide open. Favourite Let's Elope has a tough job from barrier 18. Last year's winner Citizen is in 15. And master trainer George Hanlon says his fancy Prince Salieri cannot win from barrier 16.
And a real shock for the Bart Cummings team when his fancied mare Let's Elope drew 18. She'll come in 2 places if the emergencies aren't... Let's Elope with only 48.5 kilos gave Bart Cummings his 6th Caulfield Cup and 21-year-old jockey Stephen King his first. But 2 eye-catching runs from a Melbourne Cup viewpoint from Lord Revenue 4th and Castletown 5th. Dr. Grace was the best backed in the race, firming from 6s to 9-2 favourite. Let's Elope and Prince Salieri ran second favourites. Royal Creation, best backed of the long shots, 25s into 16-1. At the start, watch barrier 4. Lord Revenue blew the start completely.
Rearing Lord Revenue. Down in 4, he's missed the start hopelessly, Lord Revenue. Dr. Grace began quickly with Magnolia Hall, Royal Creation. Bold Rancher away fast, and so too Ivory Way down on the inside. Castletown and Justed Answer getting back in the field. Let's Elope looking for a position in the middle of the field as they thunder to the post the first time now. Ivory Way...
Top start affair, and when they raced to the 800-metre mark, Ivory Way was still making play.
Let's Elope comes around them now, and further back is Magnolia Hall, snookered on the rail. Citizens off the fence, but a long way from them. Followed by Castletown, Justed Answer, Liverstone Lane and Lee's Bid. At the 600, and Prince Salieri raced up to Ivory Way and took the lead. Dr. Grace is third and Lord Revenue wide out, followed then by Cool Credit. Let's Elope on the outside, and further back is Royal Creation and then Mantelpiece. Prince Salieri first for home from Ivory Way. Dr. Grace in the centre, then Lord Revenue, Mantelpiece and Royal Creation from Let's Elope. Ivory Way in front, Dr. Grace coming at it, Royal Creation looking for the way clear, and wider out is Lord Revenue, Prince Salieri, but Ivory Way still in front of Royal Creation. Let's Elope down the outside, Royal Creation and Ivory Way from Let's Elope. It's Royal Creation, Ivory Way and Let's Elope. They hit the line photo. Let's Elope on the outside perhaps.
Royal Creation trying to get out off the track. Let's Elope coming with a sweeping run. In the straight, they race 300 to go, and it's Prince Salduri, Dr. Grace, Royal Creation, Ivory Way on the inside, Lord Revenant further out, and the mare down the outside. Let's Elope with a great run with Castletown, Ivory Way in front, Royal Creation getting up on the inside from Let's Elope, Royal Creation, Ivory Way, and Let's Elope out wide. Let's Elope grabbing them. Let's Elope's won the Caulfield Cup. Let's Elope's got up to win a half head to either Ivory Way or Royal Creation. Cummings has done it again.
Well, I've seen the filly work and I saw her race, and I just think she's a pretty good staying filly, and with the weight, I don't think she's extraordinary good, no champion, but at the weight, she was fit enough and I thought she could win.
Can she give you a 9th Melbourne Cup?
It's possible. I hope so.
Another marvellous training performance by Bart Cummings. He's the Cup's king. Let's Elope being his 6th success in the Caulfield Cup. Second was Ivory Way, trained by David Hayes. And third, the fast-finishing Royal Creation.
And absolutely, four-year-olds now have won 14 of the last 22 Caulfield Cups. It's a significant statistic, and Let's Elope, the victor there.
Also, Shiva's Revenge, another one of Bart's. You couldn't miss it either.
Well, as far as pure quality is concerned, the Cox Plate is the greatest horse race in the Southern Hemisphere.
And now, and Shaftesbury Avenue has just come in from 7 to 2 to 3 to 1, while Superimpose goes out to 5 to 1. It's 5. Surface Paradise 20 to 1, raced by the O'Sullivans. They've and has really come in for some heavy support on the Victorian tote, in from 3 to 1 to 2 to 1. Shaftesbury Avenue prepared by Bart Cummings.
They're off. Great start too in the Cox Plate, and down on the inside, Stylish Century, the first to jump out from Kinjatide, ready to explode. And towards the outside, Shortler is going very fast out there, as so is Shaftesbury Avenue, coming down towards the judges' box, and deeper on the track is Stargazer. Past the judges' box, a lap to go, and Shortler goes to the front by length in advance of Stylish Century. They're followed by Kinjatide, that was crowding there. Royal Creation interfered with, and Shaftesbury Avenue got a slight check, and the field starts to string out down the side at the 1600. A little bit on the outside, and Superimpose is starting to go around the next, a length and a half to Surface Paradise second last, and Lord Revenue last of all. Down the school side, 650 to go, and Stylish Century has taken the lead. Here come the challengers. Shaftesbury Avenue taking off on the outside and winding his run, and so is Stargazer. Rough Habit moving up just behind them. Citizen into the picture with a good run, ready to explode, is back behind them, and they're followed by Dr. Grace up towards the home turn. Rough Habit has dashed to the front now in the Cox Plate, rounding the turn. Rough Habit the leader, Citizen in hot pursuit. They're followed by Shaftesbury Avenue under pressure. Superimpose is finishing on well. Surface Paradise on the outside as they straighten up. Rough Habit headed by Citizen. 200 metres left to go. Citizen hit the front. Here comes Superimpose down the outside with a rattling run. And Surface Paradise is deeper on the track. Surface Paradise is swamping them. The New Zealander. Surface Paradise drawing clear. Surface Paradise has won. Superimpose second. Citizen third. Ready to explode. Close up Prince Saleri. Royal Creation is 15 lengths off the lead with Dr. Grace. Further back Surface Paradise and 2 to Lord Revenue. They race to the 700 metre mark. Stylish Century in front. The challengers are coming now. Shaftesbury Avenue, Rough Habit coming with a sweeping run around the outside. Then Citizen, Stargazer, Superimpose 4 or 5 lengths off them from Kinjatide. Rough Habit's burst to the front now on the outside with Citizen the danger, and Superimpose is coming into the race now. Shaftesbury Avenue is behind them, struggling and ready to explode, getting out with Surface Paradise. Citizen has raced up, but here comes Superimpose down the outside of the 200 metre mark, and further out Surface Paradise. Superimpose, Surface Paradise going home better. Surface Paradise is going to win the Cox Plate. Surface Paradise has won it. He's won 3/4 in a run home to Superimpose. I think Citizen ran third from Prince Sal.
It was definitely disappointing because we thought he could win that year, and when he hit the front, I could see that Surface Paradise was going to beat him at least a furlong out, because and they were too strong on the day, and it was a funny feeling. I was disappointed I won, but I was very happy they won, because they've been to the race 3 times and run second, and you know, we've always had a very friendly relationship with the O'Sullivan, so it was nice in that respect. But I mean, they got all the money and the Cox Plate.
Race, Rough Habit.
Darren Gauci said the first turn cost him a Cox Plate.
I just started to sort of come in the final position. It is a bit shifty on top of the track, and he slipped and almost fell.
So bad luck for Shaftesbury Avenue. Surface Paradise with Lance O'Sullivan up actually rode in the race with broken bones in his left wrist. A great Melbourne Cup trial from Superimpose, according to Darren Beat.
Now they're racing. And Paklani beat them out towards the outside from Street Ruffy and Redelva away quickly with me, showing speeder. And Gallipoli Prince and Joanne is second last and settling down, but driving through along the inside. With me goes to the front from Gallipoli Prince at the other side, 500 to go, and with me bar half length Gallipoli Prince, a length further away Hula Graya. Joanne moving up on the inside is now fourth, followed by Umatilla. Paklani wrap around as they make the home turner. A bit further back, Pug for me, right off the track, Redelva, Street Ruffy and So Gay Paris, but with me is the leader. Got away about 2.5 lengths. Joanne in second place, followed by Gallipoli Princess. They straighten up and then wrap around. With me is the leader. Joanne is finishing very fast down the outside. With me being tackled by Joanne, who's flying home on the outside. With me still in front. They reach the line. With me and Joanne, nearly a dead heat. Nearly a dead heat between With me and Joanne. Third wrap around from Street Ruffy, and they're followed next home by So Gay Paris and further.
Favourite Joanne, and they hit it, and really I'm standing on ground level and just watching the pictures that you are. I wouldn't have a clue what's won this between.
And this is a great finish.
Takes some catching again. She kicked away. Joanne slips up on the inside to second, and then Gallipoli Prince. With me first for home led 2 lengths. Joanne. Ditman wielding the whip. The Chestnut Mare's trying hard, but With me has a length and a quarter on her. With me in front. Joanne's lifting the last little bit. This will be close. They hit the line. With me has just held Joanne. 4 lengths away third. Wrap around and then.
With me by a short half head. 2 Moyers in a row, but a courageous second.
McKinnon Stakes. 2,000 metres, the light is on. Gates fly back and they're off and racing. A little bit slow to begin was El Meheb and the stablemate Ivory Wayne. Castletown back to the rear early. Serve a half to El Meheb on the inside of Let's Elope. 2 lengths to Superimpose, and last of all was Castletown. 12 lengths would cover up the field as they run inside the 700 metres mark. And Stylish Sentry in front by 3/4 of a length to Majestic Boy. A length and a half away Prince Alieri. Fourth Surface Paradise and then Salil Rouge. Behind them was Ivory Way, Ideal Sentiment, Mantelpiece next, and then Let's Elope, El Meheb. And now Superimpose taken to the outside from Castletown. 500 metres left to go on the McKinnon Stakes, and the leader Stylish Sentry. Looming up ominously on the outside though was Surface Paradise and then Majestic Boy. And now down the outside Superimpose and Let's Elope. 300 metres to go, Surface Paradise in front. Here's Let's Elope and Superimpose. Let's Elope hit the front, 150 metres to go. Superimpose is trying to run her down, but the Caulfield couple are in front, 100 out. Let's Elope in front, Superimpose can't get her. And here's the Melbourne Cup favourite. Let's Elope wins easily. 2 lengths to Superimpose and Prince Alieri. Castletown, what a cup trial it was. Flashed home for fourth. Then Ivory Way. Country being tackled by Surface Paradise is cleared up quickly on the outsider. In third place, Majestic Boy. Let's Elope finishing on, and here comes Superimpose with a great run. Coming down to the 250 now, and Let's Elope. Let's Elope hit the front, tackled by Superimpose the outside. In behind them then is the Surface Paradise, who can't go on, but it's Let's Elope. Let's Elope drawing through in the final stage, and she's too good. Let's Elope won by a length and a half. Superimpose second. They've run 2 minutes 1.8, and the winner is number 14, Let's Elope, and I think without much doubt at all the outright favourite for Tuesday's Foster's Melbourne Cup.
Reminiscent of Empire Rose's demolition job of 1988. A drop of 3.5 kilos will see her meet all but Ivory Way on better terms, and Cummings is eyeing a 9th Melbourne Cup.
The form she showed today was equal to anything I've seen leading up to a cup, and everything going well. I think that she could easily make it the 9 for the stable, yes.
Field Melbourne Cup double and become only the second mare to do so.
At the races, has been doing it for 30 years. Des Spain said they both ran 22 1/4 the last 2 furlongs. So.
Well, Keith, that is absolutely fly. It was one of the most exciting. Keith, that is absolutely fly. It was one of the most exciting races, wasn't it?
Steve King brought Let's Elope back. The first comment he made to Bart Cummings was that he treated them like second-raters, and Bart said they weren't, though.
No, they weren't, and Bart reckons it's the best trial he's ever seen. He's coming into the program in a moment. We'll be talking to him about the Melbourne Cup.
He said that in his presentation speech. It's an amazing comment.
It is. I mean, he's really declared it, basically.
I tell you what I see, and I genuinely believe that.
So this is the best thing that you've had going into a Melbourne Cup, is that what you say?
Well, on what we've seen and the weights, and having won at weight for age and beaten the best weight for age field for a long time, it's a pretty strong field.
Someone said, Bruce, if I may...
Who do you think will win?
Strong field.
Someone said, Bruce, if I may...
Who do you think will win?
I think Let's Elope will be very hard to beat, but I still give my horse a very good chance.
And Bart, you obviously think Let's Elope. Have you got a main danger outside your stable?
Well, yeah, bad luck.
Gee, it's a big rap, isn't it, Keith?
It is too.
Well, you've talked me into it, Bart. I think she'll win, and I think...
They're off. Beautiful start on the Melbourne Cup. On the outside, Ivory Way bounced out quickly with Rashik and Al Maheb. Grooming began. Mark on the fence, a length further back, Diego. Tiakau Pearl, followed by Shiva's Revenge. Superimposed further back from Grooming, followed by Pontiac Lass. Castletown coming around the outside. Let's Elope is about 15 lengths from the lead with Lord Revener. Then further back was Alpha Bell, followed by Pontiac Lass. Nay Rizzy, Just at Answer, second last. And Citizen is last of all in the Melbourne Cup with 700 to go. Nearing the home turn, they race in the Melbourne Cup. And over on the inside now, Ivory Way has got a glorious run up on the inside to hit the front from Rashik when they turn for home. Al Maheb further out, and here's the mighty mare now. Let's Elope sweeping on them on the outside and superimposed from the pack with a great run. At the 300-metre mark, Let's Elope has raced up now to Ivory Way. And Al Maheb and Magnolia Hall superimposed. But the favourite has raced away in the Melbourne Cup. It's Let's Elope. This great mare has raced away from Ivory Way, superimposed, and then Magnolia Hall. And Shiva's Revenge, but Let's Elope has won the Melbourne Cup. Let's Elope by 2 lengths. Maybe Shiva's Revenge second, just in front of Magnolia Hall and superimposed. And here's the mighty mare now. Let's Elope sweeping on them on the outside and superimposed from the pack with a great run. At the 300-metre mark, Let's Elope has raced up now to Ivory Way. And Al Maheb and Magnolia Hall superimposed. But the favourite has raced away in the Melbourne Cup. It's Let's Elope. This great mare has raced away from Ivory Way, superimposed, and then Magnolia Hall. And Shiva's Revenge, but Let's Elope has won the Melbourne Cup. Let's Elope by 2 lengths. Maybe Shiva's Revenge second, just in front of Magnolia Hall and superimposed.
Yes, what a race, what a run, and then the drama to follow when Shane Dye said to Bart, I'm going to protest, and in he went.
He got onto the scales and said to the Chief Steward, should I? It is the Melbourne Cup, yeah. And Pat Lawler said, well, it's your decision, and he did, yeah.
Well, it was a great run by Shiva's Revenge, back from 15s to 9s. I think most of that was doubles, bookmakers backing the horse back. I think many people realise that we won't see this again. I mean, no one will win 9 Melbourne Cups except Bartle, couldn't enter it 5 times. It's unique.
She had the will to win.
Given on a dry track, I'd say she was. Leilani was very good and light fingers, but they could handle both. But on a dry track, I think Let's Elope was unbeatable.
There's no doubt he should have won Shiva's Revenge. Like I said, I was bolting at the 500 metres looking to get out, and I got out. She came up and around and pushed me back in. And like Stephen King got a couple of months for it, I think. And the amount of ground I took off her the last furlong was incredible. And he really hit the line, and Bart didn't want me to protest when I hopped off. And of course I wanted to, and I wasn't going to, and I was. I still believe he should have got the protest, but of course it was a Melbourne Cup, and it's very hard to overturn Melbourne Cups when you've got beat by 2 or 3 lengths.
Viander Cross was an exceptional galloper, winning the 2,000 guineas at Riccarton at just his 8th race start. Then, in his first test against the older gallopers, he again collected Group 1 glory.
His run. At the moment, it's Captain Cook in front, Solbert, Lador, Lady Rua, Raccoona, My Only Vice, Nelson, Valentine, and here comes Viander Cross. What a run. He's got to the front, Viander Cross from Captain Cook, running on My Only Vice, and he's Overwhelmed coming into it. It's all over. Viander Cross from Overwhelmed, and Viander Cross streaks them. Second home, Overwhelmed.
By the time Viander Cross came to us,
it's Captain Cook in front, Solbert, Lador, Lady Rua, Raccoona, My Only Vice, Nelson, Valentine, and here comes Viander Cross. What a run. He's got to the front, Viander Cross from Captain Cook, running on My Only Vice, and he's Overwhelmed coming into it. It's all over. Viander Cross from Overwhelmed, and Viander Cross streaks them. Second home, Overwhelmed.
By the time Viander Cross...
We should really reflect on Better Loosen Up, because he made the headlines all through the week. His return to racing had been compared with Tullocks in the early 60s, and...
Better Loosen Up was the star amongst the 7 starters, which included the Melbourne Cup runner-up Shiva's Revenge, and Damien Oliver making a daring dash for home on Storaya.
And now Storaya sprinted fast to hit the front and rounding the turner. Storaya making every post. A winner is kicked away about 4 to 5 lengths to Specific Prince and Kadima. Shiva's Revenge over on the inside and deeper on the track. Better Loosen Up is starting to wind up. Storaya's got a big break on them down past the 400 metre mark. Better Loosen Up's about 4 lengths behind it. Shiva's Revenge followed by Kadima. Storaya Storaya well clear with about 300 metres left to go from Better Loosen Up, followed by Kadim, who was checked. Shivers Revenge is finishing fast down the outside. Storaya starting to weaken. Shivers Revenge is picking him up rapidly. Better Loosen can't go on. Shivers Revenge hit the front. Shivers Revenge. Shivers Revenge moved away to win by a length and a half. Storaya. Better Loosen Up is third. Followed.
Better Loosen Up's laying in badly. He can't get to Storaya. Storaya 2 in front. Shivers Revenge could be the one. He's storming home. Shivers Revenge grabs Storaya from Better Loosen Up, and Shivers Revenge comes away to win by 2 lengths.
Shivers Revenge played pretty well at $6.70, but you got nothing for Better Loosen Up, finishing third.
Over on the outside is Mannerism, followed by Let's Elope, and on the outside there Stylish Century as they make the home turn. Campaign King is the leader. 400 metres left to go. They're in the straight, and Campaign King, the old timer, still well clear. He's about 3 lengths to Dr. Grace in third place. Prince Saleri, and here comes Let's Elope down the outside with a rattling run. Campaign King about to be tackled by Prince Saleri, and Let's Elope is swapping them. Let's Elope ranged up on the outside to tackle Prince Saleri, who won't give in. Prince Saleri still the leader. Let's Elope getting to win. Let's Elope, Prince Saleri. Let's Elope on the outside might have just beaten Prince Saleri.
And she set a new track record in the process. Here are the closing stages of the race.
400 to go, and Campaign King with a big lead. Campaign King 2 or 3 lengths in front of Prince Saleri, Dr. Grace, and here comes the mare. Let's Elope starting to fill strides on the outside from Mannerism. She's ranging up on the outside now. Prince Saleri hit the front for the mighty mare. Let's Elope is the tackler. Let's Elope and Prince Saleri stride for stride from Brashy. Let's Elope, Prince Saleri. Let's Elope, Prince Saleri. They go to the line. Oh, she might have got the bob in, I don't know. Let's Elope and Prince Saleri, a magnificent finish.
Mare Let's Elope getting home in the new track record time of 1 minute 22, and that makes it 5 successive wins and prize money now in excess of $2.44 million.
Okay, let's go to the Blamey. This horse, Shivers Revenge, with a flashing run, just like he did in the Chester Manifold.
As they approach the home turner at the 650, Shavano missed by a length and a half. Dr. Grace is close handy. 2 lengths away, then Stylish Century there, followed by Better Loosen Up and Shivers Revenge as they straighten up with 500 to go. Shavano Miss leads them into the straight by a little over a length. Dr. Grace challenging on the outside. Better Loosen Up, followed by Stylish Century, and Shivers Revenge has pulled to the outside and starting to wind up. About 350 metres left to go. Shavano misses the leader. Dr. Grace and Shivers Revenge down the outside, starting to come after them. Better Loosen Up can't go up as they run down with 150 to go. Shavano miss. Here comes Shivers Revenge on the outside, and Dr. Grace the centre. Shavano misses the leader. Shivers Revenge coming after this, going home the better. Shivers Revenge too good. Shivers Revenge by 3/4 of a length. Shavano miss, and Dr. Grace close up third.
Well, he's equal favourite now, 2 to 1 with Let's Elope for the Australian Cup. If she's successful at Caulfield next week, she may run favourite. Run pretty well, but you've got that big Sydney program. Let's go into the Lightning, because it was such a spectacular win, and we'll talk about this grey horse of Lee's, Scalacci.
Final card. They're off now. And a wraparound looked to jump out pretty well towards the centre. Raw Talent was away quickly, very fast. They're all heading towards the flat side rail as they run down with about 700 metres left to go. Street Ruffian, one of the leaders here with Noble Lancer in the picture, is Maritima over on the inside, Raw Talent, and they were being followed by Scalacci. Final card is next down the outside, King Marauding there, followed by Wraparound, and further back is Sonic Express, a long gap to Umatilla, followed by Sarah Fox and Jack Pilra. Delva's a long way back with Planet Ruler, 250 to go now. Here's final card, and Scalacci. Scalacci's raced up to hit the front, coming down past the 200 and kicked away from Street Ruffian. Final card finishing on King Marauding, and Wraparound from a long way back, and Umatilla finishing very fast, but Scalacci's got it won. Scalacci goes to the line to win it well by a length and a half. Umatilla, Wraparound's run third.
His Lightning Stakes win came at just his 4th race start and his first in open company.
King Marauding under pressure, 250 out, and Scalacci raced up to Street Ruffian and took the lead, and then Noble Lancer. Final card can't go on, and Wraparound trying to get into it, followed by King Marauding, but Scalacci well clear. Wraparound finishing well with Umatilla on the outside, but the brilliant Scalacci wins it a length and a half.
Well, extraordinary to think that this horse had only had 3 starts prior to yesterday at weight for age, and was able to run away from top-class horses when they were running 55.9. Hey, Lee, we've seen the new Manicato, Scalacci, after the race. This is an enormous statement. Yesterday when Lee was interviewed after Scalacci winning the Lightning, he said this horse reminds me a lot of Manicato. You can't be serious. Manicato won 5 William Reeds, 4 Futurities. It was one of the all-time greats.
I think I'm going to live to regret that statement somehow, but no, this horse is very exciting though. I mean, you know, it's, you know, he's got unlimited potential.
The thing that was impressive was the way that he won the race. He put 2 lengths in a very good field like that, didn't he? Let's have a look. Dr. Grace, Let's Elope, this thrilling duel in the St George.
Prince O'Leary being hard ridden at the 600, where Shavano Miss was the leader by a length in advance of Dublin Lad and Dr. Grace. Brashear, Let's Elope second last, and Prince O'Leary last of all as they round the home turn. The pressure's on. 450 left to go. Shavano Miss is being tackled by Dr. Grace, and here comes the big mare Let's Elope around the outside. Brashear is back behind them. Prince O'Leary can't go on. 300 metres left to go now, and Shavano Miss is tackled by Dr. Grace, and Let's Elope is down the outside, and then Prince O'Leary down inside the final 200. Dr. Grace on the outside, Shavano Miss, and Let's Elope is joining in. Dr. Grace is the leader close to home. Let's Elope the outside, they hit it. Let's Elope by a head on the line to Dr. Grace with Shavano Miss third.
Still then Shavano Miss fighting it out from Let's Elope, who has to find something with courage on the outside. Still Dr. Grace in front. Let's Elope tries hard. She's coming home. She'll get there again. Let's Elope right on the post. Nailed Dr. Grace. Another
narrow win full of merit, and her prize money growing to $2.5 million.
I think she's going to improve a lot today after that run.
Elope retaining the race from Dr. Grace.
Keith, we were talking to Jeff Fennick about this long unbeaten run he's got at the moment. I mean, Let's Elope has been beaten, but she's building up 6 in a row. What about the run of Office yesterday in the Lightfingers? It was an extraordinary performance, wasn't it?
Came from near last and swamped them.
OK, have a look at it. Out of the picture almost with 100 metres to go, and watch this thrilling performance by Office.
Couple of lengths away, Palace Beat, followed by Never Say, and then Richfield Lady. A good gap to Zephyrlira, and Office is back last as they go by the 600 metres mark. Little Eva on the fence just led Regina Madre, with Archery Wood making a line of 3. On the outside of them, W Bet take the road very deep and struggling a bit as they turn for home, followed by High Precious, and then Liqua Biss, Palace Beat, and Richfield Lady flat to the boards, making no headway at the moment as they top the hill. Regina Madre just the leader. W Bet is running a big race though. W Bet coming after Regina Madre. Regina Madre still in front. W Bet trying hard to pick her up. Russell getting desperate on the favourite. Regina Madre, W Bet, and look at Office swamping them. She's come from nowhere, Office. She's come from last and got up to win. An amazing performance. Off for home, followed by High Precious, and then Liqua Biss, Palace Beat, and Richfield Lady flat to the boards, making no headway at the moment as they top the hill. Regina Madre just the leader. W Bet is running a big race though. W Bet coming after Regina Madre. Regina Madre still in front. W Bet trying hard to pick her up. Russell getting desperate on the favourite. Regina Madre, W Bet, and look at Office swamping them. She's come from nowhere, Office. She's come from last and got up to win. An amazing performance. Office got up to beat Regina Madre. Third, W Bet.
4 in a row. Shane Dye's ride was brilliant.
The second leg of the double, the Futurity Stakes.
Wrap around and Jack Pill behind them trying to get runs, and Planet Ruler putting it a run, but he's way off the track when they turn for home. In the straight, 300 metres to go. Storaya, Dapper's Hope, wrap around behind them. Planet Ruler down the outside with a late run, and they're followed further back by Citizen Mannerism. Planet Ruler's got his head in front of Storaya with 150 to go. Jack Pill getting up on the inside. Mannerism getting out late. Planet Ruler in front. Mannerism flying over the top of it, and Mannerism gets up to win. In the straight, 300 metres to go. Storaya, Dapper's Hope, wrap around behind them. Planet Ruler down the outside with a late run, and they're followed further back by Citizen Mannerism. Planet Ruler's got his head in front of Storaya with 150 to go. Jack Pill getting up on the inside. Mannerism getting out late. Planet Ruler in front. Mannerism flying over the top of it, and Mannerism gets up to win.
A dashing performance by the Lee Friedman trained Mannerism, starting at 12 to 1 ahead of Planet Ruler at 20s, and race favourite Wraparound at 5 to 2.
That's our guest this morning, but Bart was denied a 9th win in the Newmarket Handicap. It was won for the first time by Lee Friedman. What went wrong with your mare?
Good question.
Do you have the answer, Bart?
No, not really. But I think the winner's too good.
Winner's too good. It was the first.
Racing, Western Chorus away quickly. Scalacci came out a little awkwardly and gave Noble Lancer a bump at the start. Darkbow away from the field is Darkbow over on the outside, and then Grandiose, who's well back. Second last, Umatilla and Sonic Express. 500 left to go now. Street Ruffian, the leader, about a length in front. Noble Lancer coming after it quickly, and Western Chorus along the rail. Scalacci, Damien Oliver about to give the grey full bore on the outside as they race to the 300 metre mark. Noble Lancer, the leader. Scalacci's coming after it quickly. Western Chorus has dropped out quickly though. Inside the 200, Scalacci got to Noble Lancer. Umatilla's running on okay, but the grey flash, Scalacci's put a gap in them. Umatilla's finishing quickly on the outside, and then Storaya, but Scalacci wins the magnificent treble. Second is Storaya, a half length away, and Umatilla is third, and they were followed then by Street Ruffian.
Fantastic performance by Scalacci. That was only his 6th start in a race, and he equalled the record set by Placid Arc in 1987 of winning the Lightning Stakes. the Oakley Plate in the Newmarket Handicap, and it has not been since Wakeful in 1901 since a horse who had so few starts won the Newmarket. Wakeful was having only her fourth. Let's have a look.
As good as anything he's ever trained after her outstanding win in today's Australian Cup at Flemington. Let's Elope came from last to thrash stablemate Shivers Revenge, giving Cummings his 10th Australian Cup victory.
In the ring, punters preferred Shivers Revenge, sending him out at 5-4 with Let's Elope at 2s. The Cup winner raced at the tail of the field until they straightened, but then produced a sprint which will long be remembered. At the 400-metre mark, Prince Salieri went up on the outside to tackle Fire Oak Stylish Century. Shivers Revenge starting his run, and here she comes. Here comes the mare, Let's Elope. She's swamping them on the outside at the 300-metre mark. The Melbourne Cup winner, Let's Elope, has limbed up and taken the lead. Shivers Revenge battling back on the inside, and then Prince Salieri, but the body mare's drawing away. To the roars of the crowd, Let's Elope coming away for a brilliant win in the Australian Cup. Let's Elope trots in. 3 lengths Shivers Revenge, 2 lengths to Prince. On returning to scale, Let's Revenge. 2 lengths to Prince. On returning to scale, Let's Elope was greeted with an ovation only afforded to champions. After victory number 10 in this race, Bart Cummings.
I suppose I have to admit that she's probably one of the best I've trained after today. Her record stood for 30 years and she's equal that, and beat the best field in the land at a mile and a quarter.
Same. Here's the concluding stages.
On the outside, Let's Elope going up to Shivers Revenge and Prince Salieri, followed by Dr. Grace. But the great mare's taken the lead now. Let's Elope with 150 to go. She's drawing away. This super awesome mare. Let's Elope 3 in front, holding Shivers Revenge and Prince Salieri. A magnificent Australian Cup to Let's Elope by 4 lengths. Shivers Revenge second, a length away, third Prince Salieri.
Today's winner's taken Let's Elope's career earnings to the $3 million mark. The classy mare started at 2-1. Shivers
to the lead. Shivers Revenge a length and a half behind, and here comes the big mare. Let's Elope is winding up powerfully. She's racing up on the outside to Prince Salieri. Shivers Revenge in the centre is not as good as this mare. No way. She's racing away. The champion mare's racing clear. Let's Elope from Shivers Revenge, and Let's Elope dominates the Australian Cup and wins it by 3.5.
Until you see it happen, and that was a great race to watch, I tell you.
Beedman offered the highest praise.
I know why I haven't been able to beat her in the past. She's got a Ferrari engine.
But she'd clearly established herself as a champion with 7 straight wins against the best horses in the land.
Let's Elope would win the Australian Cup, and not only did she win, she won like the champion that she is.
Yeah, she gave us a special treat last Monday at Flemington, Bruce. Anyone that was there will long remember Let's Elope's fantastic crushing of her rivals in the Australian Cup. I think she's the best race mare in the world today. She may even be the best racehorse in the world today.
Well, the fillies in Sydney yesterday, the Surround Stakes, this was another outstanding performance by the Little Grey Horse Office. Shane Dye at his best, getting through on the inside.
Richfield Lady is a mile back, and so is Office between horses, and last is Sea Rhapsody. On the turn now, Chador just led Regina Madre. High Pressures going up 3 deep. Ruquin lost a little ground on the corner, followed by Temple Fire, and then Calamarco, not related, push very deep on the turn, and Office is starting to weave between horses as they race to the 200 metres mark. Regina Madre, Chador clear of Temple Fire. Look at the rails run coming for Office. She's starting to hit top gear. Romany Conti joining in, but Office is bursting through on the fence. She's going to do it again. She'd win at Harold Park. Office came right through on the fence to win. I think Romany Conti second. Regina Madre's in a photo for third with Chador, Temple Fire.
Her fillies won 5 straight after winning just 1 of her first 13 starts.
Sydney, the highlight was the grand win of champion Superimpose in the Group 1 Chipping Norton Stakes. We picked them up at the turn with Super last.
On the outside is about to take off. Darren Beedman searching for runs between horses on Superimpose, as he did in the Epsom. Coming over the rise now, Shivano Miss, not handling the way of going, has drifted right out wide, is still in front of Quick Score, Kinjate. Beedman's back to the fence on Superimpose, and further out My Eagle Eye. Quick Score, the leader over Kinjate. Superimpose starting to hit top gear on the inside rail. Superimpose is bursting through. I think he's got him. He's done it again, doesn't he? Loved the Randwick Mile. Superimpose wins the Chipping Norton. Quick Score second. In third place is Kinjate. Wide out.
Super's record at Randwick and his mile credentials are impeccable, but this was his first win there at Wait for It.
Louis Canterbury Guineas, one of the traditional lead-up races to the AJC Derby to be run on April the 3 lengths on My Diamond Rouge, followed by Big Dreams, Naturalism having a pretty hard run, Western Showdown losing ground, Viander Cross is coming into it strongly, a gap then to Ready to Explode under pressure, followed by Heroicity taken away from the fence, but giving these leaders a big start as they come around the corner where Silk Ali is the leader over Big Dreams, Naturalism and Viander Cross down the extreme outside, coming to the 200 mark and wide out. It's Viander Cross getting to the lead over Naturalism. They've shaken off Big Dreams. Viander Cross has got the better of Naturalism close to home and is racing away and scores a top win in the Guineas. Viander Cross came away to win it a bit more than a length to Naturalism. Third's pretty tight. Heroicity, I think, just in front of Big Dreams. Close up Sub-Zero, Mac Robert, then Ready to Explode. Winner, and an effortless winner too, is Viander Cross to pay odds of 850 and 280. As we get to two by the name of Viander Cross, who won the Canterbury Guineas effortlessly. There's one problem here today, however. All of the winners have either led or raced near the lead because of a little bit of track bias, and Viander Cross is a horse who likes to get back a little bit in his races.
He's got a problem. He's going to need a lot of luck because he's a horse that races back in the field. Number 1, Viander Cross, is a short price favourite on the tab at 6-4. And surprisingly, bookies aren't taking big risks with him either. Naturalism is the firmer on the tote-in, now to about $4.30. Odds of just over 13-4.
In the field, Cooler Fair is just the leader when they settle over Beowulf and Sub-Zero. Zinder's in a prominent spot soon after the start. Then Heroicity and Stargate is going fast out wide up towards the lead. My Wanderer Star and Dark Czar not too far away, followed by Naturalism. And then Tar Heel Boy, Coolong Road, Mac Robert, getting back near the fences, Cavalieri, followed by Skylock. Viander Cross is second last, and My Diamond Rouge on. And Dark Czar is the leader. My Wanderer Star second. In first, Viander Cross, hard ridden, is going 4 and 5 deep right around the field. He's going to have to put up one hell of an effort to win the Guineas. They've got him right off the track as they near the turn. Dark Czar is the leader, coming to the corner over My Wanderer Star, and then Beowulf, Naturalism, followed by Sub-Zero, Coolong Road, and Viander Cross couldn't possibly get any wider. Straightening up for the run home, Dark Czar, My Wanderer Star, Heroicity putting in a dash. Here comes Naturalism, and Viander Cross under the whip is grinding away on the outside. Naturalism took the lead past the 200 mark from Viander Cross, getting into second place and is trying desperately to pick up the leader. Naturalism stopping Viander Cross. He's as game as Ned Kelly, but he can't reach Naturalism. Naturalism won the Guineas by a head to Viander Cross, the best thing beaten I think I've ever seen in the Guineas. Viander Cross couldn't possibly get any wider. Straightening up for the run home, Dark Czar, My Wanderer Star, Heroicity putting in a dash. Here comes Naturalism, and Viander Cross under the whip is grinding away on the outside. Naturalism took the lead past the 200 mark from Viander Cross, getting into second place and is trying desperately to pick up the leader. Naturalism stopping Viander Cross. He's as game as Ned Kelly, but he can't reach Naturalism. Naturalism won the Guineas by a head to Viander Cross, the best thing beaten I think I've ever seen in the Guineas. Close up Skylock in a photo with Cooler Fair. Incredible performance by Viander Cross. An unbelievable run by the New Zealander Viander Cross, and I'm sure Mick Dittman will be the first to agree that Naturalism was very, very lucky to beat him.
Yes, John, that was one of the best 3-year-old staying performances I've ever seen, and it's absolutely cruel to see a track bias beat a horse like this. And
Inglis Rosehill Guineas, number 2 Naturalism first, $4 the win, $1.50 the place. Number 1 Viander Cross, very unlucky, $1.50.
Over the line, I've got Clan O'Sullivan on top. Certi is a risk.
And she probably needed them. Well, I'll bet your Tats ticket both of you. Burst will beat Clan O'Sullivan next week.
If Shane can make it 4 straight, do you think he can?
I don't, John, but anything can win the slipper. I've tried for a couple of weeks to try and sort something out to beat the favourite, but I've joined the clan. He's got the best form, and I think he'll get the cash out of the tote, and that's the main elsewhere. Clan O'Sullivan at odds on 9-10. Burst, John told you she's second favourite. Burst is at 9-2.
Off and running in the 2, he's Golden Slipper. Tennessee Mist is a clear last to leave the starting gate. Clear hard first turn. Tennessee Mist is making up ground. Yachty is out very deep. Burst is cluttered up between horses. Back with her Chinquillo, a long gap to Danza Dark. And then Sparky Miss, followed by Merry Shade, and Sir T is absolute last as they near the corner. Into the straight, Clan O'Sullivan with the inside running, just led Loving Cup, King Marauding 3 deep, and Clocker right off the track. Vertically on the fence behind those, followed by Facile and Burster starting to weave between them, but Clan O'Sullivan kicked away. Clan O'Sullivan exploded clear of Loving Cup at the 200 mark. Burst is about to run into third place, and she's finishing on gamely. So is Ken Thayer. Clan O'Sullivan is shortening stride. Loving Cup and Burst down the outside is rocketing to the line. Burst has swamped Clan O'Sullivan. 4 straight for Shane Dye. Burst got up to beat Clan O'Sullivan. Loving Cup is third.
And so too Verdingly. Cookley said, let's go on Clan O'Sullivan. He kicked away from Loving Cup. King Marauding trying hard, and so too was Clocker. The only danger to Clan O'Sullivan is Loving Cup. Clan O'Sullivan in front, passing the 200. Loving Cup starting to go take ground of him near the post. In front, Clan O'Sullivan. And here comes Burst. Shane Dye is going to make it 4 in a row. And Shane Dye and Burst beat Clan O'Sullivan.
Trained by Clary Connors, who's now won 2 slippers on the trot, and Shane Dye setting a record that may never be broken. 4 straight golden slippers as Shane comes back on this rather lightly framed little filly Burst, who lacks...
Beyond Marauding, the sire of today's winner Burst. For trainer Clary Connors, an emotional win. Clary stuck for words after a magnificent slipper win. Burst at 9-2 from the even money favourite Clan O'Sullivan. The David Hayes trained outsider Love.
And Burst's win continues the success story for Shane Dye, for Clary Connors, and also for horses that have won the Goldens.
Shane Dye is undoubtedly a freak rider. His performance in winning 4 consecutive Golden Slippers is just remarkable. And
it's a great race, the Derby, and what you say is right. There's a few rumours about Viander Cross. This often happens. Number 1 Naturalism on the tote is still showing 5-1. That'll come in up to 2 points yet, so don't be too confident of that price. 6-1 Heroicity. Viander Cross out to $2.10 for $1. Odds of about 10-9 against. I've got my cash on him, and that's the price I took. Give him strength. Give him a lot of strength.
Off and running in the Derby. Good start. Viander Cross slightly slow to move, and so was Star of the Realm, and Cooler Fair jumped well with Cabora. My Diamond Rouge close to the inside is one of the leaders. Naturalism is fired up by Dittman in the early part, and he's going to cross towards the lead. Then Demi further back into Musician. Viander Cross has dropped onto the fence to be running third last as... To the top turn now in the Derby, and the leader is My Examination. Further back, Cabora, followed by Skylock, and then Stargate, Tar Heel Boy, Cavalieri well back. So is Viander Cross as they come to the turn. He's spotting them a start. In fact, he's not going well at all, Viander Cross. Star of the Realm is a mile back, and so is Into Musician as they come to the turn, and they've packed up very tightly where Shane Dye goes to the lead on Cooler Fair, to be tackled in turn by Coolong Road and Examination. 3 wide on the outside, straightening up. Further back is Naturalism. Heroicity has now popped the question. Further out, Skylock is starting to run on strongly as they top the hill where Coolong Road got to the lead. Mick Dittman is squeezing through on Naturalism. Examinations there with Heroicity, and here comes Viander Cross. Viander Cross down the outside is motoring home. Naturalism the leader. Viander Cross inch by inch is wearing him down. Naturalism still in front. He ran out near the line, but Naturalism wins at a half length to Viander Cross in a bumping finish. Cavalieri, I think, third in front of Examination, followed by Cooler Fair, and then Skylock, Heroicity. The fence goes Demi Daha. Down the outside comes Cavalieri. Even wider is Viander Cross, and even wider on the track is Star of the Realm as they come down towards the 200. Examination's gone up to take the lead. Naturalism's got a split at the 200, and here comes Viander Cross. Viander Cross out after Naturalism. Naturalism on the fence. Viander Cross out on the centre of the track. Naturalism, Viander Cross. Naturalism's going to repeat his win. Oh, he took Viander Cross off the track. He brought out about 8 horses. There'll be a protest. Naturalism has beaten Viander. Naturalism in the green colours with the white blinkers. What a ride by Earl Dittman. Strike me pink, it was a ride. Now watch closely. Viander Cross was going to swamp him. Then he was almost a carbon copy of the Rosehill Guineas finish. Dittman stops riding, so that's a sure indication Naturalism was coming out. He might have hampered him. If he did, it was only in the last 20 or 30 metres. Naturalism $5.30 and $1.70.
Naturalism was brilliant, did survive the protest from Viander Cross, who was again...
Well, John Tapp said it was a bumping finish. We'll show you the head-on in just a moment, and you'll be surprised at it happened. But watch this. Runs out quickly here, and runs right up alongside Viander Cross and takes him out towards the end. But I think Max and Keith have both explained that it was a little too close to the post, but he did run about very badly. The All-Age Stakes, we were talking about Jim Cassidy just a moment ago. Keith mentioned his vigour at the end of this race. It's one of the best finishes you'll ever see. Let's go to the All-Aged.
second, coming around the turn. Big Dreams as the leader. Old Roll in second place, being niggled a bit now as they turn for home. Quick Score third. Surface Paradise about to switch around those horses, and then Power Chief and Rough Habit as they come over the rise. Big Dreams the leader from Old Roll, who's under a bit of pressure coming over the hill. Quick Score's in on the fence. Surface Paradise is floundering a bit as they put on the pace, and Rough Habit on the outside is going as well as Surface Paradise at the moment. Big Dreams though. Big Dreams going strongly at the 100 mark. He's still in front. Rough Habit is motoring now. Quick Score diving through in the middle. It's Big Dreams hard up against the inside rail. Quick Score in the centre. Rough Habit out under the arches. You've never seen a finish like it. They're all across the Chief and Rough Habit as they come over the rise. Big Dreams the leader from Old Roll, who's under a bit of pressure coming over the hill. Quick Score's in on the fence. Surface Paradise is floundering a bit as they put on the pace, and Rough Habit on the outside is going as well as Surface Paradise at the moment. Big Dreams though. Big Dreams going strongly at the 100 mark. He's still in front. Rough Habit is motoring now. Quick Score diving through in the middle. It's Big Dreams hard up against the inside rail. Quick Score in the centre. Rough Habit out under the arches. You've never seen a finish like it. They're all across the track. But then
Tricky finish with Rough Habit storming down the outside with Cassidy on board to get the prize.
And Rough Habit got it. He's won races now from 1,200 to 2,400. He's won 18 out of 34. He's got a remarkable record. That race was 1,600 yesterday, but Keith, 6 of his wins have been at 1,400 metres. He's a versatile. This is the same horse that ran 5th in the Japan Cup last year. He is a decent horse, isn't he? He's looking for a terrific finish, the Castlemaine 10,000.
By gee, this is a big battle as they come down the side. Magic Dealer's just in front. While Overnighter's having a crack at him on the outside. Bound to Players moved up, and so is Sonic Express. 4 of them stretched across the track as they run to the corner. Barossa Boy is a length and a half away, 5th, followed by Gilded Queen. Rough Habit starting to go forward now. He's midfield about 4 deep as they straighten up. 400 metres to go in the 10,000. Bound to Play loomed up on the outside of Sonic Express. While Overnighter's still there, Gilded Queen. Rough Habit hooked to the extreme outside. Kinjitay's not getting a lot of room. Friends Venture and now Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy is bursting through, but look at the Kiwi go. Rough Habit, the king of the Kiwis. He's loomed up on the outside to hit the lead. Barossa Boy is chasing him now. Barossa Boy grabbed Rough Habit. They hit it, and Barossa Boy's got up to win the 10,000. He beat Rough Habit. Meg's Ego third. There, Gilded Queen. Rough Habit hooked to the extreme outside. Kinjitay's not getting a lot of room. Friends Venture and now Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy is bursting through, but look at the Kiwi go. Rough Habit, the king of the Kiwis. He's loomed up on the outside to hit the lead. Barossa Boy is chasing him now. Barossa Boy grabbed Rough Habit. They hit it, and Barossa Boy's got up to win the 10,000. He beat Rough Habit. Meg's Ego third.
Yes, a very good call there, Wayne.
Sports, the Stradbroke handicap, and in a wide open fair, Ken Callan has gone for number 2 with Dee Oliver aboard. That's Schillaci.
In which we'll see if the Flying Grey from Melbourne, Schillaci, can make it 8 wins from 10 starts. The thing you need to know about the betting is that Schillaci is a hot favourite at 5-4. Second favourite is Kinjitay at 5-1. The others in the market are Rough Habit, Unequalled is at 9-1. Then you've got Romney Conti, Carson's Cash, Barossa Boy and Rough Habit, all around about 15-1.
Racing Turvey near the inside, fast away. Rechabite Hula with Brunch Time, Prince Triadia. Rough Habit second last, and Royal Deputy at the rear of the field. Coming up towards the 650, Hugh Clays. He's moved over onto the rails. He's the leader. Schillaci's running second. Faustiesta third, followed by Hula Grey. Kinjitaya's next on the rails. Infallible improving on the outside. Then Carson's Cash. Well back as they straighten up is Turvey on the inside of Rechabite. Barossa Boy pulled to the outside, and coming wide too is Meg's Ego. In the straight, and he said, let's go on Schillaci. He's moved up and he's hit the front. 250 metres to go. Schillaci's the leader. Barossa Boy is chasing him on the outside, and he's looming as a big danger. Schillaci's in front, joined by Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy's hit the lead. Look at Rough Habit. Rough Habit's flying on the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the Stradbroke. What a performance. Rough Habit first, Barossa Boy second. Third, they straighten up is Turvey on the inside of Rechabite. Barossa Boy pulled to the outside, and coming wide too is Meg's Ego. In the straight, and he said, let's go on Schillaci. He's moved up and he's hit the front. 250 metres to go. Schillaci's the leader. Barossa Boy is chasing him on the outside, and he's looming as a big danger. Schillaci's in front, joined by Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy's hit the lead. Look at Rough Habit. Rough Habit's flying on the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the Stradbroke. What a performance. Rough Habit first, Barossa Boy second. Third home was either Meg's Ego or Rechabite. Kinjitay just behind them, then Schillaci.
Habit $12 even, and $3.15. Barossa Boy $3.55. Rechabite $10.
For the second year in a row, Rough Habit and some nice odds 11s, followed by Barossa Boy at 12 to 1 and Rechabite at 33. Scalacci unplugged.
He's had 20 wins from 37 starts. That's a winning strike rate, obviously, of better than 50%. Yet, amazingly, his starting price yesterday, and he's never raced in anything less than the top company, was 11 to 1. I couldn't believe.
Must congratulate you, Wayne. It was a brilliant call there. 20 wins out of 37, as Keith said, 2.23 million. Quite interestingly, 13 of his 20 wins have been at either 1,400 metres or 1,600, yet this horse has been good enough to win the BMW at 2,400, and he actually ran a very good race in the Japan Cup last year. Scalacci, how does this rank amongst the great races you've seen at Eagle Farm?
I think that race yesterday was the best I've ever seen. That was a marvellous performance, a once-in-a-lifetime performance by Rough Habit.
At the Doomben Cup, here's Ken.
And on the tote, he's actually showing 6 to 4 against at the moment on the Queensland TAB. That could be expected to shorten to perhaps evens. And, well, that's probably not a bad price about the champ. He's got a wide alley, but he's some horse. Best back to beat Rough Habit is Mick Dittman's mount, Kinjite.
Captain Cook leads by a length on Majestic Boy. There's left to go. Captain Cook is the leader. Majestic Boy running second. Kinjite is running third. Cross Swords is next on the Raz, then Seamest. Rough Habit about 4 deep as they run to the bend, but he's coming out after these leaders. Into the home straight, 350 metres to go. Captain Cook is the leader, a length in front of Majestic Boy. On the outside, Kinjite and Rough Habit. Rough Habit starting to gather them in now. Here he comes. Rough Habit's joining in quickly on the outside and inside the 200-metre point. He's hit the front. Kinjite's going with him. Rough Habit and Kinjite. Rough Habit just in front of Kinjite. Kinjite grabbing him. They hit it. Oh, it's close. Very close. Kinjite or Rough Habit. It could go either way. 10 now. Here he comes. Rough Habit's joining in quickly on the outside and inside the 200-metre point. He's hit the front. Kinjite's going with him. Rough Habit and Kinjite. Rough Habit just in front of Kinjite. Kinjite grabbing him. They hit it. Oh, it's close. Very close. Kinjite or Rough Habit. It could go either way. Tight for third as well. A great run. Him up. Kinjite gets clear, and now Rough Habit dives at him on the line. And remember, that angle probably goes to favour the outside horse.
With Rough Habit $1.80 and $1.20, Kinjite $1.85 and a
close, but Rough Habit home the favourite at 11 to 8 on, followed by Kinjite at 9 to 2.
It's an extraordinary finish. Rough Habit creating history by winning the Doomben Cup for a second consecutive year to go with his 2 Stradbroke handicap. It's an extraordinary finish. It's a terrific horse, isn't he?
Oh, he is a fantastic horse, Bruce, and he brought Sandown locally here to its toes yesterday. Everyone cramming closer to their TVs trying to work out who'd won that photo finish, and most plump for Kinjite.
Well, Wayne Wilson,
I think the true qualities of a champion were evident yesterday with Rough Habit. After he got that bump, you could see him just stick his head out, and he said, well, I'm not going to cop that. I still want to win this race, and he did in a very deceptive finish.
The margin was a nose. That's the shortest possible margin. The judge later said that the actual distance, Bruce, was 6 centimetres. Now, that pen top is 6 centimetres, and that's the margin that made a difference of $135,000.
The spring, you'll see the best of him.
Do you believe him, Keith?
I think he is.
I hope so, don't you?
Yes, he's an exciting horse. The margin was a nose. That's the shortest possible margin. The judge later said that the actual distance, Bruce, was 6 centimetres. Now, that pen top is 6 centimetres, and that's the margin that made a difference of $135,000.